Cannot stop. They want to talk. How?
Yeah, we are live now.
Anna, no sound. You are muted.
Good evening, Bhante and all Kalyana Mita, Siki Huntu. I'm Aliana and welcome to Sutta discussion, day 91 by Bhante Dr. Ganggo Dawila Chandima. This is the 10th class of Pattakamma Sutta with topic second worthy deeds of from first Pattakamma. Pattakamma Sutta is the 7th sutta from the total of 10 suttas that have been chosen by Bhante Chandima for this sutta discussion. In previous classes, Bhante has discussed about Mangala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Metta Sutta, Sigalawada Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, and Savasava Sutta, which Bhante has elaborated those sutta in depth. For those who have missed our previous classes, please check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amapadana Clan's Facebook page and YouTube channel. We have uploaded the previous 90 classes there. We are always welcoming newcomers, therefore whoever that wish to join the class via Zoom where we can engage directly with Bhante can contact us on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amapadana Clan's Facebook Messenger or register through the QR code that's shared in our recent flyer regarding to the Sutta discussion class on our Facebook account or even can contact the Vihara through the WhatsApp. Our speaker, Bhante Dr. Ganggo Dawila Chandima, is the Associate Editor of the Journal of International Studies, JIBS, which is published by the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachulalongkorn Raja Widyalaya University in Thailand. He was previously a research fellow at the Center for Studies in Religion and Society, or CSRS, at University of Victoria, Canada. Bhante Dr. Chandima was also a Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada, from year 2012 till 2016. Bhante is currently the Senior Advisor to Patisota, a virtual Dhamma organization that hosts a weekly online Pali reading class, Sutta discussion, Dhamma talks, and a variety of other Dhamma activities. His Dhamma work can be accessed at www.patisota.blogspot.com, or you can also follow Bhante at Patisota's Facebook account. Without further ado, we welcome once again Bhante, and thank you very much for the wonderful guidance and teaching. Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Aliana, for the great introduction. Good evening, Dhamma friends. Welcome back. And today you are becoming a part of episode 91, TR Sutta Discussion, episode 91. And we'll be discussing about the second Pattakamma today, second worthy deed. Okay, so before we get started, shall we respect the Buddha? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Right, so today we have Aliana, Lim, Margaret Tan, Kelvin, Kim, Melinda, Sadiris, Siok, Nine Cheng, Kim Neo, Yu On, Debu, Corina, Sumitra, Jacqueline Chan, Hema, and TC Lim. Okay, so maybe some others might be joining. If you can remember the first Pattakamma, it was about how to properly what do you call, spend money. So the first Pattakamma, the word it is to prioritize the first share of the money, the wealth that you have towards parents and then others. Who were the others? If you can remember, who were they? You can see over here.
Children.
First you have to please yourself, make yourself happy first, and then at the same time, mother and father, then family,
Children. And
then
spouse.
others in your household, friends and companions, right? So these are the individuals starting from you. And then we also talked about there may be certain times where somebody might only take care of oneself, only please oneself, not about others. Maybe there may be somebody who does not take care of oneself and only take care of mother and father and the family, right? So we have to understand that this list has to be practiced simultaneously. Taking care of yourself, taking care of your parents if they are alive, and taking care of your family, and then taking care of others in that list. Taking care of family is very important. I think once again, if you look at Prince Siddhartha's biography, where there are a lot of misreadings of the source material. One very big misunderstanding is that Prince Siddhartha left the house without telling anybody. Is it true? Is it?
Actually, recently I listened from another Dhamma talk. It said that actually in one of the sutta, I've forgotten the name of the sutta, that actually Prince Siddhartha asked permission from the parents before he's leaving the parents. Is it true, Bhante?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Okay, so
because from the regular when we learned before that he left the palace with the Chanda or Chunda. I forgot the name of them. Yeah, Chanda.
Chan.
Yeah, without asking permission. That's the regularly that we know.
The general understanding about how Prince Siddhartha left the house was that he left the house by sneakingly look at his wife and the newborn son, and he left it. And right, and this idea actually has been added to the school textbook in Sri Lanka. If you, it's pretty interesting, you know. If you can understand Sinhala and then the Buddhism textbook in the Sri Lankan school curriculum, and also the Dhamma school, right? On all these places, it is particularly mentioning that Prince Siddhartha left the house without telling. And so I'm asking, what is the source material for this claim? Who said so? Right? And there is no such thing happen as such, because in the Sutta Pitaka, there is a sutta from the Majjhima Nikaya where the Buddha narrates his own life story. He has his own autobiography, and you don't need to based on other people how they look at the Buddha. Right? Now, starting from the Light of Asia, Edwin Arnold, these old books written by British officials who came to India, Calcutta, and other scholarly works. I would say some books about the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, his life. There are different versions actually. But if you look at this sutta, it is called Ariya Pariyesana Sutta. Ariya Pariyesana Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya. I think the number of the sutta is Majjhima Nikaya 26. Another name for the sutta is Pasarasi Sutta, but same sutta, Majjhima Nikaya 26. You can see that the Buddha narrates his own story, which means an autobiography. In that sutta, this is the only sutta we have to depend on about his life. He particularly says a Pali word called, I'm going to actually type in here, so you can boast about it, when somebody is saying that, oh, Prince Siddhartha left the house without telling anyone. No, it's not like that. This is how you're going to say, Mata Pitusu E Rudantesu. This is the Pali word. Mata Pitusu Rudantesu. Rudanta means crying. Mata Pitusu Rudanta. So the Shakyamuni Buddha says that I left the house while my parents were crying over my renunciation. So then it's a utter lie if someone is to add this differently, right? It's a very, very much misreading. Now you might wonder about the mother and father. At that time, mother had already passed away. Now this is about the stepmother. So both King Suddhodana and Queen Mahapajapati, they were sad about his leaving, crying over his leaving. And he left because he had no reason to leave the house without telling other people. And if he had done it, that was such an irresponsible thing for a husband to do for the wife and the newborn child. He informed the people. He informed the right person. But they were unhappy. But somehow, somebody added this, because now when you give some thoughts about how people read the Buddha's life, especially for Vesak full moon poetry, Vesak day. See how they draw the drawings, how they make their own imaginations about the Buddha's life. Okay? Even if you look at the Muchalin, the snake, the big cobra, and somebody is making, there are 7 hoods. How come a cobra has 7 hoods? This is a cobra, maybe a giant cobra, not a normal cobra. And they're making like with 7 hoods. A cobra cannot have 7 hoods, right? So they are imagining. Now they have made Buddha kind of a very supernatural person. He's a natural person, but with special qualities, special attributes of his body. He's not a supernatural person. If he was a supernatural person, then the devotee, the Upasika, who used to give dana to Arahan Mahakassapa, could have easily understood the Buddha. You know that story, right? There was a Upasika, female devotee, who used to give dana, Pindapata dana, to Arahan Mahakashapa. It is said that Arahan Mahakashapa and Shakyamuni Buddha take after each other. But there was a slight gap, change between the height, the Buddha and the Arahan Mahakashapa. The Buddha was taller than him. But other than that, the bodily features are pretty same. So one day, Shakyamuni the Buddha went on that way for Pindapata. So she thought, okay, this is the Bhante I've been serving for many years or whatever. And she offered the dana to the Buddha's bowl. She didn't know. That means Buddha is a normal person. You can't specifically identify. Not with the big auras, those big circular auras. When you go to a shrine room, you see, oh, this is a supernatural person. Different statues. And then after some time of that offering, she saw the familiar face, the familiar figure. Then she understood that she gave dana, Pindapata, to another monk. So she ran to that monk, it was a Buddha, and said to the Buddha, Bhante, I think I offered to the wrong person, so can I take the food? And Buddha actually stretch out his bowl. And she took all the food and she went back to that Arhan Mahakashapa. She offered. This clearly shows Buddha was a normal person. That means normal monk appearance is what he had, right? So this thing we had to understand. That's why near the Vesak day, people are imagining the Buddha as a supernatural person. Then they think one cobra become a cobra of 7 hoods. And then there are a lot of imaginations happening. And then they are superimposed in the Buddha. So that is why we have to read the Buddha's true story. The way how he described. This is Majjhima Nikaya's Arya Pariyesana Sutta. And Buddha says, I left the house while my parents and others were crying over my departure. And he was not a cruel husband. He was not an unkind person to the wife. But she was unhappy because who is liking that idea? But she understood later on. Right? And so the idea here is, we go back. We were talking about what do you call taking care of oneself, but not too much of oneself simultaneously. Taking care of oneself and the family simultaneously, right? This is very important. So I actually went to that point in order to say that he really took care of his family. But there was a point that he had to inform. So he left the house by informing others, the relevant persons, right? It's not that he asked Chana to secretly, take him out of the house. There was no need to do that. Actually, in Sri Lanka, there are a lot of conversions happening from other religions, especially in the poor areas, in northern provinces, and they use this story. They are going to certain houses, say, okay, so what if, you are Buddhist, right? And what if your father was to leave the house at the moment of your birth? What if he was to leave the house when your mother just gave birth to you? Are you happy about it? They are questioning from children. No, we never liked that idea. But the Buddha did that. Because they are using the textbook story from the curriculum. And now they are asking, so they are becoming very vulnerable. So what can we do now? We are giving you a goodie bag. This goodie bag has everything at this point. You can come to our place and we'll take care of you, give some money. And Buddha was unkind. Because they are using that story to convert people. Yeah. So that's why we have to correct this true Buddha story, true life story of the Buddha. So the connection that I'm making here is taking care of one's family. Buddha did that in his best way. And then as lay people, as a Pattakamma, you are supposed to think about that place. All right. So the second Pattakamma, after you have taken care of yourself and those relevant others, then you are coming to this second Pattakamma. This is how you're going to execute, use your wealth properly. Maybe I can ask somebody to read, say this part. Who would like to read? You can raise your hand virtually. Yes, Kim, please.
Bhante.
Yeah, please.
Una Chaparang Gahapati Arya Savako Uta Naviriya Digatehi Mogehi Bahabala Pariscitehi Sedavakitehi Damikehi Damaladehi Yata Honti Apada Agito Va Udakato wa rajato wa chorato wa chorato wa apiato wa dayagato tata rupasu apadasu pariyodaya sangwatati soting atanang taroti idamasa dutiyang tanagatang hoti patagatang ayatan naso paributang. Thank you.
Okay, interesting. Good. Punacha parang kahapati Arya Savaka Uttana Viryadi Gatehi Bhogehi Baha Bala Parichitehi Seda Vakittehi Dhammikehi Dhammaladdehi Ya Ta Hunti Apada Agitova Udakatova Rajatova Choratova Appiyatova Dayadatova Tata Rupesu Tata Rupasu, it's the plural, Tata Rupasu, Apadasu, Pariyodhaya, Sangvattati, Sotting Attana Karoti. Idamassa Dutiyam, Tanagatang Hoti, Pattagatang, Ayatanaso, Paributtam. Now, this second Pattakamma teaches us to think about certain issues about wealth. I mean, not about the wealth issues, mostly issues that can come to our wealth. What are those issues? Now, this part, I think you already know. Again, householder, noble disciple, has to make money by what you call Uttana Viryadi Gati, as you can understand here, by energetic striving, and Bhogehi, by the wealth that he or she had made by energetic striving. Baha Bala Parichitehi means using. How did we explain this part? Baha Bala Parichitehi. Baha Bala means by the strength of the hands.
Bra.
Now, this was given according to the time. Now, you might work without the hands sometimes. Maybe you might be very smart to work without hands, probably. Yes, probably not. But anyways, at that time, they had to use hands. Seda Vakite. This part is also relevant mainly to that time. That means the jobs that in which people had to sweat a lot. That means they were jobs of hard working at that time. Nowadays, you don't see that many jobs like that because things have gone to certain industrializations. So, anyways, but at that time, it is said that it was good to have a job, have some work where people are really hardworking. Dhammikehi dhammaladdehi. That means, as you can see here, things that you have earned with righteous means. You have wealth that you made by righteous means. Now, this part is clear because we studied it even last Friday. Now, Yata Hunti Apada. Now, there comes certain issues, problems to your wealth at this point. Now, you are making money as such by energetic striving, by using your hands a lot, by sweating, and then now you have acquired, earned wealth, money, whatever, through righteous means. But now, as you have been taking care of yourself, your mother, father, your family members, friends, now you may face certain issues like apada. Apada means certain losses, certain probably difficulties. What are the difficulties that you may encounter with your wealth? Agitova, fire. Fire, right? Agi means fire. Aggi, fire can be an issue. And then Udakatova, water. Water also can be a problem, like a flood or something like that. And then Rajatova.
The king.
Rajatova means
The king.
king.
The king.
Yeah, king or government. Right? Maybe the government, right? In today's time. And then Choratova. Choratova means
Thieves.
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 Now in Japanese, they introduce, every monk has Chandima Choro. Said Chandima Choro means Chandima thief. Choro. Choro means monk in Japanese. Choro, right? Interesting. And so they add this Choro at the end of every month. Bhante, this and this Choro. Choro means monk. But here Choro, Pali Choro means thief. Right? There may be issues with the thief, robbers. And this is interesting. Appiyatova dayadatova. You never named the beneficiary for your wealth, but there will be somebody who is inheriting your wealth. Right? We will discuss one by one actually. These are all issues. And then, yeah, so these are the apadas. Now you have to face these apadas, difficulties, I would say losses for your money. And then you need to, you need to get ready for all these dangers, all these losses. Let's start from one by one. What does this mean actually? Aggitova. What are the issues that come with fire for us? Now there are lots of protection plans, insurances for the houses,
Yeah.
fire insurance, whatever happens to the house, and there will be a fire insurance. But the problem is, if you have some sentimental stuff in your house, can you get them back with the insurance?
Cannot.
Then people are going for finding some safe boxes in banks. They are bringing their jewelry, they are bringing their memorable things, sentimental things to the bank and other places. They buy a safety box and they put all that, right? That could be a plan to take care of your wealth from the fire, right? Because if your house get fire, then what will happen is that everything will be destroyed, right? So you are getting ready for that thing. This could be it. What are the other ways of having a fire in your house? Probably mismanaging the gas, mismanaging other things, right? So it was a problem at that time too. So Buddha says, focus on that thing too. And then Udakatova. Udakatova means, now the Buddha is telling us to understand the problems to your money. One problem is there may be a fire, so you have to get ready for that. Right? That means probably buy an insurance early, probably plan well. Nowadays, people have been changing from the oil lamp to the electric lamp. You know that? Electric candle. Right? So they are trying to minimize hazards, right, in the household. If you are not in the house, so better to use an electronic candle. It's the same thing. You have your thoughts. So you have to protect your house. Don't know who is in the house at that point. So the Buddha is asking lay people to think about the issues that you might face in your household. One thing is the fire. Second thing is water. Water means a flood. Right? So you have to understand whether your house is a place where the house can be flooded. Right? If your house is flooded, it is not going to be a pleasant thing for you. Right? Now, the Buddha is asking lay people to think about all these things, not about their lobha, dosa, moha. Many people think that Buddha only told us to think about lobha, dosa, moha. That is such a very provisional understanding of Buddhism. Buddha says, no, you may have fire problem in you. Right? Let's say your house is next to a place where there is a fire, maybe a conflagration, maybe other issues. So you have to take care of your place. Maybe you have to plan to buy a house in a good place. Maybe the flood. Maybe your house may be in a place where there are lots of flooding happen. Then third thing is Rajato. Rajatua. There will be a good king or a bad king. There will be no king at all, queen. But there may be certain problems that can come to lay people from the kings. Can you tell me one example of a problem that can come from the king? You can use the government in a different. You don't need to say a name of the government, but the government. Right? Government. Don't add any name of the government. What could be the issues that can come from the king government to us?
Bhante, heavy
Yes.
taxation,
Taxing,
taxing,
right?
heavy
Taxing
taxation.
and taxing practice. But on another note, Buddha said that we have to pay tax. You know that?
Unreasonable.
I think we discussed that.
Unreasonable.
Yes. I think we are going to discuss that too.
Mm-hmm.
Buddha said in one sutta, maybe in this sutta too, that we have to pay tax.
Yeah.
It's called Raja Bali. What is it called? Raja Bali. Yeah? Raja
Cut
Bali means
subsidy. Cut the subsidy.
no, pay tax. Pay tax.
No, I know. So they also cut subsidy.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. The government
They
also
may.
subsidize
They may.
in Sigalwada Sutta.
Like water,
They,
electricity.
yeah, they may
Mm.
increase. They may
Yeah,
increase.
that's what I
But
say.
they may increase or they may decrease. But
Nah.
it might not
Subsidize.
be your
No,
it
Bhante.
might not be
Mm.
it might not be in your best interest.
Ah.
Right? But that is the problem here. The problem is this is not in the best interest of the people in the country to pay the increasing tax. But there may be a point for increasing. Maybe there are certain governments, certain places where they are very unkindly putting lots of tax on their people. Right?
Mm.
You don't know. But anyways, let's say there is a new tax plan is going to start next year. So maybe now you have enough time to get ready for that. Right? Right? Maybe you can manage your finances now because now this new tax plan is going to be up and working by next year. So you can plan your money at that. That means also there are other problems with regard to the king at that time. Can you think about one example, one true story? Remember, King Kosala met the Buddha a couple times when he had to go to certain bankers' houses. One day, he came to see the Buddha. The Buddha asked, dear king, where did you go today in the morning? And he said, Bhante, today morning I had to go to a faraway place. It was a Setti banker, like Anathapindika. And these two bankers, even the actually what happened was these two, this couple, they never spent even a penny of their money to anybody, and they passed away. So when there is no beneficiary, all that money has to be confiscated. So I had to go and bring cartload of money, cartload of gold, cartload of diamonds, silver back to the king's house. Then what should be really done at this point? If you are really concerned about the things that you don't need to go to the send to the government, then you are going to make a beneficiary for that. you are so scared of that, you can make some terms and conditions for that, right? A lot of people don't do that. Even they die, they are still holding on to that, whatever the thing they are having in this life, right? So if you are really concerned about the wealth that you really want, that wealth to be distributed among others, maybe to somebody, maybe you can think about naming a beneficiary, and then without dying, without naming somebody. Otherwise, even in today's world, if there is no beneficiary for the bank accounts, the bank will take that over, right? What if the king? We don't know whether the king's are actually doing that properly. So anyways, this could be a difficulty, kind of a loss to the person when they had earned money in different hardworking ways. That is called Rajatova. Then Choratova. Choratova means, as I said earlier, Choratova means thieves. Thieves, huh? There was a very funny story which happened during the Buddha's time between Buddha and Bhante Anand. One day, when the Buddha was going to a certain place, he knew something is going to happen. What was going to happen is that there was a man next to a wallet. Somebody dropped the wallet, and then thieves are going to snatch it in a moment of time after the Buddha left. And then, unfortunately, the royal forces are going to catch that innocent man. And then the king is going to give him the life sentence. So Buddha devised a strategy to save that man. You know what he did? He asked Bhante Ananda, did you see the snake? So then Bhante Ananda understood, okay, this is about that wallet. The wallet is the snake. This is kind of an allegory, maybe a kind of a metaphor. That man overheard this conversation. So the Buddha and Bhante Ananda and all these monks left. So he started repeating when the officers trying to take him into custody, when he was bringing to the king, when the king is making the verdict about that man, he's always saying, Bhante Ananda, did you see the snake? Yes, Lord, I saw the snake. Bhante Ananda, did you see the snake? I saw the snake. Then the king was a little confused about this thing, because Buddha said that to Bhante Ananda to save that man. And finally, he was safe. The idea here is that thieves can come in many forms in today's world for your hard-earned money. Nowadays, the very famous strategy of the thieves is to scam other people, right? Isn't it? Scamming. Especially they are scamming. They are going to scam the people who are in houses in the morning time, right? So there is a threat from the thieves, especially from the credit cards, right? So the way how the robbers or thieves are going to operate can be different from Buddha's time. At the Buddha's time, there were looters, actually. They were trying to do some daylight robberies. But in today's world, there are smart thieves everywhere, online, and then credit cards and all that. So the Buddha asked lay people to take care of your money from these dangers. It is not that you are having greed. It is that you are properly using your money, right? Otherwise, from the moment of time the money is taken away, you are going to have lots of hatred. How did this thing happen to me? You know, you're kind of in conflict with what happened. Thieves. And then Choratova, Appiyatova, Dayadatova. Appiyato means the people that you don't like. Are there people that you don't like in your life? Probably. I think you like everybody, because you have to practice a metta, right? Isn't it? Are we supposed to practice metta?
Yeah.
Can we dislike people?
Should not.
How do we understand that? How do we take this idea? Piyato, appiyato. That means, can we dislike certain people? Can we like certain people? How does it go with metta? Metta is metta practice, unlimited fairness. We may have preferences, right? Depending on how we understand others, how we keep up with others. There may be people that we don't like, but not without hatred. Don't make your dislike to a hatred, simply because we don't feel comfortable in the way in our practice. So the problem here is that now you have earned lots of money, maybe you have certain inheritance, but this inheritance is going to people that you really don't like. Does it happen in today's world? This happens. Sometimes some parents don't like their inheritance goes to different what do you call the in-laws side. Right? This can happen, right? But they can't help doing anything, right? Because their son is married to the in-law, right? Can't stop that. But it will eventually go to that person, but they don't like it, right? So this can happen sometime because we don't know. Now you think about, you are enjoying your house, your money, but in another 30, 40 years, who will be enjoying your money and everything? Somebody you never thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some people you never ever thought, right? Somebody will do that. So we have to make up our mind. I don't mind who is going to enjoy my stuff. But anyways, the Buddha says there may be a certain danger in the way how people think. Making up the mind is our own choice. The danger is that there may be beneficial, there may be people that you don't like who will take the benefits. Then what does the Buddha ask here? The Buddha asks here to properly pass down that legacy, maybe the transition, maybe the inheritance to the right person while you are living. Right? That has to be done. Don't wait until you die. Don't wait until you become severely sick. You have to have a plan. Right? That's why the Buddha said, otherwise it can be a sort of dukkha to dayada tova. Tata rupesu apadasu pariyodhaya sangvatta. Now, if you are properly executing your money, spending your money, what do you call, using your money well, then what you are going to do is that you are going to tata rupasu apadasu, in regard to those dangers, you understand them upfront, and you are working towards pariyodhaya sangvatta. You are going to dispel, you are going to stop them happening upfront. You have a plan about it. You don't wait until it happens. You are not waiting until the fire takes your house to buy a fire insurance. You are not waiting until the flood comes to your house to go for a house where there is no flood. You are not waiting until the government is going to confiscate your money, saving and whatever money to go for a wealth management plan. You are not waiting until the people you don't like are going to take over whatever you have. To think about, oh, I could have given to the right person. Plan early, plan early. This is what the Buddha says. When you plan early, it is good, right? It is very important in terms of your Pattakamma. That's why it says Pariyodha. You are trying to work on it to dispel all these future issues. Sotting attana karoti. What does that mean? Sotting. Sotting means, can you think about the Pali word sotting? Sotting. Have you ever come across this Pali word, Sotti? No? Interesting. That means when the monks are chanting, you might have been in a different world, you know. Etena Sacha Vajjena Sotti Sotti Sottite. Sottite Sottite. Interesting. See. Etena Sacha Vajjena. Then,
Okay.
yeah, Idampi Buddhe Ratanam Panitang Etena Sachena Suvattiho. But there, Etena Sachena. Etena Sacha Vajjena Sottite Hotu Sap. Sotti Sotti Sotti. Security. Security. So, definitely, I mean, next time think about when they are chanting, Sotti means my security. They are wishing my security. My physical, mental, emotional security. Here, Attanang, now you are the wise person who is going to do the second Pattakamma, right? Now this is the second Pattakamma. So you are a wise person. Now you are going to make yourself secure in terms of these issues. That means, now, have we already talked about giving dana to the Sangha members? Not yet. We haven't talked about that level. Still, we are talking about oneself, family members, friends, families, relatives, even the workers in the household. Only after that, we just talked about these issues that can come to our well, your well. That means even before you are going to be generous towards those kind of things, you have to make sure you are protected against those issues. Once again, what are those issues?
Fire, flood, kings, sea.
You can see over here. I'm going to actually erase this part. See again. What are the issues? Aggi, fire. Number one. Udaka, water. Flood. Rajatova, government. Choratova, thieves. Apyatova, Dayadatova. There are 5 dangers, right? For your money, for your wealth. So you have to make sure that you are protected against the impact of these 5, right? It's very important to think about and then do things in order to protect yourself from these issues. If you look at the Buddha story, I mean, Sutta teachings, you might see certain attacks that happen to certain individuals. Now, one very famous story is Anathapindika, right? Anathapindika, the Buddha's close idea. He once faced a lot of floods, actually, a couple of times. And then the Buddha said to him when he came to the house, because every day, he used to give dana to 500 monks in his house every day, every morning. And then when the Buddha heard that his wealth was flooded, taken by the flood, he said to him, now it's okay. You don't need to offer in that same way how you used to offer. You can offer some tiny small things and don't worry about it. So we can still have your dana. Then he said, no, I really want to give the dana as much as possible. That means Anathapindika did not have a proper plan about his wealth, because his wealth was, taken by the flood at certain times, destroyed. Yeah. And also confiscations by the king at that time. This is another issue. So that means people had to properly name a beneficiary, right? Naming a beneficiary is very, very good to transition, for the transition. Even a temple, right? There should be a successor. So the transition is very smooth then after that. Otherwise, there will be many people struggling for the same issue. So there should be an inheritor. There should be a successor. That is how the good leaders are planning for the next, right? This is what we understand here. And if you look at Dayad. The Pali word Dayad means inheritance. Now, when Yashodhara, if you can remember, when Buddha came to his city, then he was walking with other monks. Then Prince Yashodhara and then Rahula were actually looking at Buddha, and Yashodhara told Rahula, "This is your father. Go and ask your inheritance." Right? You know the Yashodhara gathas. There are some gathas that have been made by. It is said that Yashodhara said all these gathas actually. And then he went to the Buddha, and then Buddha held him in his hand. And then he asked, "Dear father, give me your inheritance." And then he said, "I will give my inheritance." So he brought him to the temple, asked Bhante Sariputta to ordain him. Right? This was the moment King Suddhodana was really mad. He was really mad. He said that you ordained my other son, what he call, what was his name? Nanda, right? And now you ordain my grandson without telling me. You know, you don't know the power of filial love. It touches, what do you call it? It breaks skin, it breaks sinews, it breaks the bones, it breaks the bone marrows. So do not just make it cheap. You do not just make the filial love cheap. And then the Buddha said, okay, from today onwards, if any monk is going to ordain a son, a new person, that monk should ask from their parents' approval. Right? That was the starting point. So anyways, that was how the Buddha gave the inheritance. Right? So anyways, making inheritance in a proper way, they are all lay people's duties. How many of you have noticed that when father, mother passed away, how the children are fighting for the wealth? Have you ever seen such occasions? They are fighting all these issues. And because the father, mother have not properly done it before they passed away. That is not how the Buddhists have to live. Now, if you look at this Pattakamma, if you really want your money to be properly executed, you must make the inheritance in clear terms. So then you know when you pass away, because definitely we are supposed to pass away. Death is not a supernatural thing, like how people imagine about the Buddha. Death is part of the life. Yes, death is not something beyond the life. It is a part of the life. We have to embrace it. Right? If death is a part of our life, then we are dying definitely. Then we have to plan. We have to do the transition properly. And you want to make sure that when you pass away, your children are not fighting each other. They are happy. And they are together. They are planning properly. They are staying happily. They are staying each other with lots of love and caring each other. This is something Buddha said as the second Pattakamma. Right? Buddha really emphasized about it. Now, through all these ways, what you are doing is that you are maintaining security of your wealth and security of those people who are a part of this process, right? Who are a part of the process. All right, so before we proceed to the rest of the things, maybe if you have any question about this, today's second Pattakamma, you can ask, and then we can go after that point.
Water includes tsunami, Bhante.
It could be, yeah, it includes all the issues from the water. It could be a flood, it could be a tsunami, yeah, it could be many things, right? It could be a decision that somebody is making a house near the river, right? And then definitely there may be some threats from the river. And yeah, there could be many issues with that.
Bhante, can I understand the displeasing higher means what?
Displacing,
Hires. That's the
you are looking at
Ti-Ratana,
the English translation.
Yes.
Ti-Ratana,
This,
right?
yeah. That is what I said about Appiyatova. That means Dayadato means your inheritance. Your
Mine.
inheritance. Now the problem is your inheritance is going to be taken over by those people who you don't like.
The in-laws, the outlaws.
Who
Displeasing inheritance.
that you don't like. Maybe you know that you are dying, definitely. Your in-laws are going to take. Your son is okay, but maybe your daughter is okay. But the party who joined from outside, you are
The
not trusting
in-laws,
them, really.
the in-laws, the
Right?
outlaws.
But you
So
can't do anything.
So the
Right?
thing is to protect with the will, right? It should cut off this problem.
I mean, let's say you have a problem like that. You can have an honest conversation with your side people, and then you can decide what to do. Probably make a will, yeah, with some terms and conditions, and then
Mr. Hema,
it should be
can I
okay.
say something here?
Yes, Kim. Yes, please.
No, when displeasing as means like, I think what the text here is trying to say is that if any like member of your family dies, example, right? So okay, if you say there's a will, there's a will. So the will say give it to your son. But your son is a married son, so obviously he has a wife. So eventually, I mean, son, you will not say I'm not giving it to you. You will share with the wife, right? So in this case, the money actually the father-in-law doesn't like to give it to the daughter-in-law, but by no choice, because the son has a wife, so the wife will get it. They will share the wealth. So it's like displeased.
No, that is the dukkha. But the Buddha says here, you can make a plan, not in order not to let the money or wealth go to the people who you
the wrong
don't like.
person.
You can plan early. That's what the
Yeah.
Buddha says here. But the people who don't do that, they know, maybe they can feel, maybe they can see just before they pass away that this money, this wealth I made with lots of hard earning things are being enjoyed by those people I don't like.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
can, yes, so you can plan early.
So in this case, are you saying that, okay, let's say the father don't like, there's 2 sons or 3 sons or whatever. I don't like my eldest or I don't like my second. So I make the will, I don't give it to my second. Is it something like this?
I don't know the legal provisions. I mean, you can do a plan.
No, I mean,
I'm not a
in
lawyer.
reality,
What I can say is there are things that the person who owns the property, who owns the real estate, can do to
yeah,
prevent unnecessary people are going to make use of their stuff when they pass away.
exactly,
I don't know how to do
like,
it, but there are provisions that they can do early. But if you don't do that, it will happen.
yeah, if there's no will, it's equally shared. But if there's a will, you can name your will, who you want to give it to or who you don't want to give it to. But I know where Buddha is coming from, saying that, okay, make sure the money that is hard earned, I give it to the person that I love, I like, But if, I mean, son being son, you will share it out equally. But the outlaws, that means the daughter-in-law is an outsider. Maybe the father-in-law doesn't like the daughter-in-law, but by no choice, because the son is going to inherit it. So eventually the daughter-in-law will get to enjoy the wealth.
Yeah, then you can be happy that at least my son is going to use that money. Right? Because you are giving to the son, not to the
my son,
in-law.
only my son uses it. My daughter-in-law cannot use.
Yes. I mean, don't take it with lots of greed. I mean, not about you. I mean, don't take this as so much greed about what you earn, because in the end, we have to leave our body also.
Yeah.
Right?
The body
So,
is not our.
but the thing is that when you earn something, you really want to give it to somebody who really deserves that.
Deserve it. Yeah.
Even you offer dana, you are really concerned about, okay, this donation, it's money. I'm not taking this money when I pass away, but it's money. I think I have to give it to somebody who is doing really something really workable, right? So in that sense, let's say you have some inheritance, you have something, even a tiny little thing, maybe not very expensive, but you are making sure that this is going to the right person. Let's say your side is son, the external side is the daughter-in-law, right? Maybe you don't like the daughter-in-law, maybe you don't like the son who came from outside, right? But you could make a decision. You are giving to somebody who you think that who is deserving for that, right?
Yeah.
But the rest we don't know. Let's say you are happy about your son, but we don't know about other parties who you don't know who will come when after you pass. So, but anyways, you can plan early, so at least you can prevent those people.
Yes, thank you, Bhante.
To make use that while you are living.
Thank you.
Yeah, because this is a big issue to some people, you know.
No matter what, there will be fight one.
We can minimize. We can minimize. I mean, if things are very clear, I don't think people have to fight at that point. When things are not clear, I think lots of fights are coming out.
You haven't seen it. No,
but
I mean, in real life, I have seen it. So
yeah. No, as Buddhists, the Buddha asks lay people to plan early, plan upfront. Don't wait until things happen. Don't wait until things going to get messed up.
exactly.
Go out of your hand. This is very important. Buddhism means not just to meditate and think about lobha dosa moha. There are a lot of things you can do. This is what I'm teaching you. Plan early. You can minimize lots. At least you can prevent. At least you can minimize.
Even the future home, plan early.
Thank you,
Bhante. Yes. Okay. Other questions about second Pattakamma? All right, till you come up with a question, maybe we can look at other things here. Something. Let's talk about something here. Something. Okay, something means security. So security is very important. In many other suttas, Buddha talk about security. If you can remember, what you call Vyaggapaja Sutta. This is another very interesting sutta about lay people's life. Buddha says, Arakka Sampada. Security is very important. Right? Now, even when the Buddha says, Patirupa Desa Vasocha, you are supposed to live in a good locality, good neighborhood. Why is it? What is the importance of staying in a good neighborhood? What is this good neighborhood?
Bhante, less trouble.
Good neighborhood. Huh?
Less trouble from neighbors.
Less trouble from the neighbors.
Yeah.
Safe neighborhood.
But some people are just boasting. You are in my hood. Be careful.
Yeah.
If you go to some place, you are in my hood. But here, this is a crime-free neighborhood. Should be a crime-free neighborhood. And then hassle-free neighborhood. Safety for everybody. Right? And in some places, it is said that you are a good place is a place where you can associate kalyana mittras. Right? Kalyana mittras. So, the Buddha actually is telling us to find the security. Security is very important, right, to us. Sotin means security. That's why monks, after the chanting, they always say, Etena Satcha Vajjena Sottite Hotu Sabbada. That means, by this assertion of the truth, may you be always safe.
Oh, safe.
Why is it? Why is it? Because there are lots of insecurities happening. What are the insecurities? Let's talk about our insecurities side. Then you understand the importance of safety and the security side. What are the insecurities we are having on a daily basis?
Like
Fear.
Robbery.
Fears.
robbery, yeah.
Fears.
Illness.
Fear.
Illness.
Sickness. They
Watch
all
out.
come down to fears.
Yes.
They all come down to fears. A lot of our fears are irrational, isn't it? They have no base, but we are scared of those. Maybe we had a bad experience about something in our life, right? Now, let's say you had a certain food some few months ago. You had a problem with that food. Now, every time you see that food, the fear of that XYZ coming up. If I
Yeah.
eat this is going to happen to me, right? This is a fear. But it might be happening, it might not be happening. And fear of getting sick, right? Fear of getting sick. Actually, it is also a sickness. Fear of getting sick is also a sickness because you are thinking too much, you're panicking, and you're stressed out, you're depressed. If we are supposed to get sick, it might happen, it might not happen, right? Other insecurities, competition. Maybe my peers might emulate me. They might outsmart me, right? What are other things? Insecurity. So we can understand Sotti, the Pali word Sotti properly.
Bhante, is the spelling the same Soti and Sodim? Or this one is with M. That's where I confused.
It's same.
So
It's a
without M is okay. It's the same.
no,
Soti.
Sotting. The word became Sotting with certain case endings. In Pali, we we decline words, Pali words. Buddho, Buddha, Buddham, Buddhe, Buddhena, Buddhe, Buddhe. We decline. That means Buddho means one Buddha. Buddha means many Buddhas. Buddha means it is the accusative, objective form.
Or singular.
Buddhaya means, yeah. So it doesn't matter. Case endings matter when you want to make a correct sentence. But we are only talking about the concept, idea. So then Sati is enough. Sati means safety.
It's the same.
Yeah,
Same.
same.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, when we talk about Sati, security, we have to understand our insecurities. Actually, if we give enough time to understand our insecurities, we are understanding us properly, we be very peaceful and happy. Every time you forget about your insecurities and go after something that might help you to, be safe, then those insecurities are not properly looked at. Now, if you think about, okay, even getting stressed out, whether I get sick or not, can be a sickness, can be a fear, can be a sickness itself. And then fear of dying. We are taking care of us, definitely. But if somebody's always thinking, I'm going to die one day, I'm going to die. I mean, this can be negative in a way because you have to live properly. First, to do some good karma and practice your Dhamma thing, then finally you will die. Right? And then what are the other insecurities? Will I be lonely one day? I'm taking care of many people now, but one day, all the people in my household will leave me. Will I be lonely? Who is going to take care of me? Isn't it? It can be a feeling that is applicable to many. Some parents are taking care of their children only by thinking, I'm taking care of them, looking after them, because one day I want their support. When the children are not taking care of them, they are becoming very, sad about them.
Yes.
So there are lots of insecurities. We have to look at our insecurities and then to change our perspective so that we understand, like we discussed today, about some physical dangers. Like as we understood over here. Agito, fire, Udakato, water, Rajito, governments, king, Chorato, thieves, and Apyato, that means displacing heirs. Those people who you don't like going to take over your stuff. All right, so what are the other things that you have noticed in this second Pattakamma? Now, the third Pattakamma is about something interesting too. You can see over here. Now you come down to all your offerings at this point, 5 offerings. Yeah, you see all Rajabali taxing and everything. But here, at the second stage, you are making sure that you are safe. You have to make sure that there is enough safety with regard to your stuff, right? That's very, very important. Can you think about what are the ways to take care of your wealth and your things from fire, water, and all that? Any other modern ways? Yeah, insurance. We discussed already about that. And other ways?
Insurance? Okay.
Yeah, insurance is what we discussed already.
Oh, okay, okay.
Wealth diversification.
Wealth diversification.
Yeah.
Can you explain to us about it a little bit more?
You don't put all your wealth in
One basket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in one basket. Yeah, you have to like buy this, invest in
Buy
that, and
Okay. Okay, good.
Be careful of scammers now.
Yeah, scammers. You can
Who
think
is-
about even though Buddha did not particularly say about scammers. Buddha actually hinted there will be scammers one day. So we have to take care of our stuff, you know.
That's right.
It's
There will be
also-
scam.
That's right.
And also
Yes.
termites bite at your money when you hide it under the bed.
I don't know who is going to hide the money under the pillow and bed.
So it's safest in the
You know,
bank.
whole way of
Yeah, it did happen to some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put in a tin, you know, put in a Milo tin. Then they
Yes.
just they sleep.
Yeah.
I will go and buy that money.
Now, one reason the Buddha asks monks not to accept money, gold, not money, yeah? This is a wrong translation. Gold, silver, diamond, because at that time they were not living in one temple, right? So when they receive gold, silver, diamond, they had to carry them with their bowl, alms bowl. So there are lots of thieves on the road. So they're gonna actually probably kill them and then take their stuff away. This is one reason Buddha asks them to not to accept Jata, Rupa, Rajata. Jata means gold, Rupa means what is diamond, right? Silver, and Rajata means diamond. Who has translated this to be money? Don't accept money. It's about material.
Yes.
This is a wrong translation because in today's world, nobody is supposed to bring gold, diamond, silver on the road. You need lots of protection, right?
Expensive.
Even the proper authorities are carrying these things with some armored vehicles, bulletproof vehicles. At that point, how is someone is carrying these? That's why the Buddha said, do not accept, because there are lots of dangers come to you. But nowadays, money has become digital. Not many people are using physical money, right? They have wallets, money wallets, right?
Wallets.
RFID things and then QR codes, right? So then the thing is that you have to understand that how to properly use these new gadgets and then to minimize
Money handling.
problems with those fraudulent people, right? You have so then the idea here that you have to learn is that Buddha has cautioned you that use your money and protect you against these thieves. It's a Buddhist idea. Now, those people who might not know this idea might say, no money, nothing. Don't even use the money. That is un-Buddhist. They have not read these suttas. They have only read certain very high-end suttas only. So they don't understand the Buddhism in a nutshell. And I think we are going to discuss about Raja Bali. So Raja to that part, that means government. I think every government is supposed to do a good job in terms of their citizens. But the thing is that when you are working with the government, paying tax, and when you are obliging to their things, you have to be careful whether your stuff is going to be misused by them too. So you have to plan well, maybe inheritance, and then probably how you're going to utilize your money without them giving you a high, tax payment, right? So they are very important, right? Now, in many countries, when you donate to a charity, you are getting 1/4 of the donations. Canada, if you donate 100,000, you're getting 25,000 tax rebate. And they are encouraging people to donate to charities because you are registered charities, registered, not just a temple, registered charity. So then you say you are offering probably $1,000 and you get a $250 tax rebate when you are taxing. I mean, so you know how things are working. So when you are working with charities and all that, you know how things are happening. So you have to know what are the government regulations, what are the regulations that are actually relevant to me, right? So they are important. Otherwise, they will take you over. Any questions about today?
So Bhante, they gonna ask they
Yes, please.
so if the monastics can receive money because
No, I didn't say so.
Oh,
I didn't say so. I said the Pali statement doesn't say receiving money. It says don't receive gold, silver, dime. I asked who translated this to be money, because material was the currency at that time. There was no paper bills and coins at that point. But that Pali precept or whatever, Jata, Rupa, Rajata, Patiggana, do not accept gold, silver, diamond, does not say not accepting money in terms of digital paper bills or coins. If you translate it to be that way, implied sense, that might be a different idea. And your question, Barbara?
So they can put money in the alms bowl? Can they?
I don't
Can
think it's
they
a good
accept?
idea. Alms bowl is the place where they eat. You don't put
No,
money.
no,
It's not a till box. It's not a till box,
I know,
It's
I
very
know.
bad to put that
People,
money. Yes.
so give the money if they come with the alms bowl, so they have to give them.
No, what I understand, Barbara, in today's world, we have to go with the society. We have to go with the practical side of everything. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying
But
that they need money. What I'm saying is that there are things that they may need. Now, if you go to a temple, if I mean, of course, many viharas are run by committee members, devotees, so they take care of the bills. I mean, maybe there are things that they can't ask devotees to buy, and I think now they are going to probably they have to pay for a flight ticket, they have to buy medications, they cannot tell you that I have sickness and all that. Nobody is going to make them release from that pain, So that is how we are looking at. So so it's a very practical thing to understand. I hope that they are not greedy about money. This is the problem. When you greedy about money, it's a problem to a layperson also. So money is a need, not a want.
Of
For some
course.
people, it can be a want. It's a need, especially if you look at, but some might not need because they are very well taken care. Some need,
No.
but on the practical side, there are lots of things, and we have to go by the society. We work with the society. Otherwise, we cannot. Yeah.
So if they go on alms round, Bhante, alone, and some devotees who don't know will offer the money, so they can accept it in an ang pao and all that, is it? Not in an alms bowl, but they can put it in the bag and all that, is it?
I think there are ways these things are happening. I think they bring some kappia. I mean,
sometimes they may
yeah,
not even.
they have some kappias and all these people. I think they will manage at that point. Nowadays, Pindapata is a planned program, mostly on Vesak Poedi or whatever. So it's a planned program. But there are other times where monks are going every day for Pindapata. I mean, whether it is practical or not depends on the time and the place. But you can. What I'm telling you is that there are expenses that are incurring in their life. So, I mean, if they are really concerned, if they are really taking care of them without falling them into greed, I think this is not something we have to worry about. Yeah.
Yeah, because we can sometimes see banks, monks going to the bank to either deposit money or withdraw money. So is it how does the lay people feel about that? Because I've
Well,
seen
if the lay person has not understood Dhamma properly, they might be worried.
yeah.
I mean, this is what I'm trying to make some awareness. We have to understand what's going on, and yes. So when you have a very little Dhamma knowledge, yes, you will be worried.
Some
And
are
how
not
come?
even if they are not Buddhists, but they hear that Buddhists monks don't handle money, monastics. I mean, so then when they see they are not Buddhists, the lay people, and they see them queuing up in the bank, to get transactions done. So this will also make
Because now we are sharing Dhamma at this point in a society where there are lots of stereotypes. We understand that. Yes. I don't know which country are you talking about. I mean, depends. Is it
Malaysia, I
Malaysia?
see. Yeah.
Okay.
I see at the back.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, yes. So, yeah, I mean,
So you
there
must
may be
educate
certain.
public.
Yeah, so I think there may be certain understandings of people about this kind of thing. But I hope that not everybody is like that. There may be many, there may be less. This is something that individually everyone has to understand. Yeah. Other than that, I don't think it's a problem. Because in the end, monks are using your money. Even the kappia is taking that money. Kappia has to pay for that money for their flight tickets. That means they are using that money in the end, isn't it? They are not taking the money. Kappia is taking the money, but kappia is spending for them. That means they are using the money. It's not touching the money or what do you mean by handling the money? Is it touching the money or using the money indirectly? In the end, they are using the money. But just to make people happy, they might ask somebody to take the money. I mean, so I think we are educating people to understand the reality of everything, the truthness, right? Because in some culture, especially in the Thai culture, they have maybe Thai or Burmese, they have their own ways of using that. But let's say a monk is going to come from Thailand to your country. Who is going to pay for the tickets? Somebody will pay. If somebody who has to pay for the ticket means that monk needs money for his ticket, right? It's not who is touching the money. Now the money has been digital. Somebody might say, Bhante, you don't need to touch the money. I will send a transfer, right? Nobody's touching the money. So then how are we going to look at this? Let's say those monks, let's say you don't have to go to the bank. Maybe you can deposit the money in different ways, right? I mean, there are lots of things to discuss in that point. We cannot change normal people's mindset immediately, but I think if we educate everybody in the proper way, they will understand.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do actually.
You think it's for a good cause?
Huh? What
It's
is it?
for a good cause.
For a good cause.
Yeah, we don't question
And
about.
at the same time, I have to say there may be a monk who is in a forest who doesn't need money for anything. He doesn't fly. He doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't need medication. He is just staying in the forest. So he might not need anything. So we have to understand, we have to respect that person too. But I'm talking about the working monks who are coming to your houses, chant, who are in the city, who are really going to help you out when you call them. Bhante, I need to have a chanting in my house. They have to come and they have to stay for you. They can't travel. Who is going to talk about these people? I mean, they are for you. So we have to look at these both groups, those people who are alone in the forest, those who are working for the lay people.
Traveling monks.
Yeah, traveling, medication. Some have medical issues, they even don't share with lay people. They cannot, they are shy to share, So we have to understand all that.
Yeah,
anyways,
we know.
I think it's a minor issue actually.
I understand. It's just even when we invite them to our house, we will give them transport. We will have someone to take them to the house and take them back. So then they don't have to worry about travel.
Yeah. But medical expenses, we never know.
When they are attached to a temple or society,
Not every temple is doing that. Not every temple. Some temples do, lucky enough, but yeah. Anyways, some have it. Yeah, I think this is not a very big concern to lay people actually. Let's talk about something very important to you. But this is an idea. Yes, Hema?
No, I can see the big difference, the forest monk and the urban monks. So the urban monks, there's more reason for lay people to really support because they really work hard to reach the homes and servicing, the meeting up the devotees and all that. I was touched when I heard that some of those sanghas, they even need money to pay. I mean, it is a reality. They have to pay even the simple thing like the SIM card.
Yes,
to get that. Then I realized that it's true because that is nowadays they need the phone for communications. So it's different need now from now and
not because
days.
they want, because they want, but because the dayakas, devotees want to invite them, so they have to use his phone actually. Yeah.
So I was also touched by I think there was even a simple thing like we give Navakama to them, they may get this money to do something for their viharas.
Yes.
So what I was touched lately is I heard that they were still using matchstick in Sri Lanka in some village temple. They're using matchsticks. So when they when saw the lighter, is like it's fantastic. They have the simple Navakama money to buy the lighters. I was shocked. I mean, simple things like that. So it's more reason to support the sanghas. I find they really do. The urban sanghas, they really work hard and teaching dhammas and reaching out and all that. Like Bhante, thank you very much for out. Thank you very much.
So yes, among them, there may be somebody who is misusing the money. It can happen anywhere.
Yes.
Humans. This can happen, so we don't have to worry about it. This can happen anywhere in any field. That's why one monk long time ago said, now there are no 4 requisites, there are 5 requisites. That means Chivara, robes, is a funny joke actually. And then the Pindapata, food, Senasana, shelter, Ilana Pache, medication, and Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, internet.
Internet line.
Yes. Wi-Fi, the 5th requisite, but you don't include that. But
That's right.
Even
That's
thumb drive. I used to give Bhante thumb drives. Like the recent
Yes.
Reverend Walpola who came from USA, Venerable Walpola. I gave him a thumb drive and some other, and ang pao also. Yeah, it's not me who who have this feeling of handling money, this issue, but I'm thinking of a lot of people may misunderstand.
Yeah,
And I
I
know
also want to say that this is a sensitive issue to some
Yes.
people. You don't have to vocalize a lot. It is what you want to think. It is how you want to do it. You just do it in your own way, but you don't need to, unless it is not a concern, you don't have to vocalize. Say, hey, you all have to do like this. It might not be a good idea because it might be sensitive to some people, some devotees. So because of, especially because of the Thai influence, I think it depends, So, but anyways, all right.
Yeah.
Today, I think we have come down to the time to wrap this up. Today, we have been talking about the second Pattakamma. That means the way how you are going to, what you call, properly use your wealth. Now, we have talked about the first one, to take care of, to use that money well to take care of you, your family, including your father, mother, your friends, and all that. And then you are coming down to this second Pattakamma. That means the Buddha says you have to work on taking care of your wealth in terms of some possible attacks, losses for your money. Well, plan them properly, right? This is what we've been talking today. We discuss about fire, water, governments, and then what else? Thieves, finally displacing it. So I suggest that you work on these things, not to make any unpleasant, terrible experience after you are away from this life, and make sure that everything is okay when they are passing on to your next level of people. That is what the Buddha expects. So may all the good karmas, which we've been making today by learning the second Pattakamma, be transferred to all the departed ones. May they be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me nyati nang hutu sukita huntu nyatayo. Idam me nyati nang hutu sukita huntu nyatayo. Idam me nyati nang hutu sukita huntu nyatayo. May Deva, Naga, Mahindika be well and happy. May they protect all of you for good health, quality of life, prosperity, and safety. May they also finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha ammihi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Ittavata cha ammihi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Ittavata cha ammihi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Akasattha ca Bhummattha Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhang Tulukasasanang Akasattha ca Bhummattha Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhang Tudesanang Akasattha ca Bhummattha Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhang Tumang Paranti, Chirang Rakhang Tutwang Sadati. Also, let's make the wish. May we be in the company of Kalyana Mittas till we attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Imina Punya Kammena Mami Bala Samagamu Satang Samagamu Hutu Yava Nibbana Patya. Finally, may all the good karmas which we've been making today in all these ways be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silis nichang vadha pachaino chattaru dhamma vadhanti ayuvannu sukhang balang ayurarugya sampatti sagga sampatti me vacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati Saminjatu sadhu sadhu. With that, sharing good karmas, Sutta discussion is over today. And wishing you a good night and seeing you. Look forward to seeing you next Friday for the third Pattakamma.
Good night,
Thank you.
Bhante.
Good
Sadhu,
Good
sadhu.
night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bhante. Sadhu,
Thank
sadhu,
you.
sadhu. Bye.
Bye, brothers and sisters. See you all next week.
Yeah, see you. Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, everyone.